Hello, it's John, Vince Fisherman. Today I just got a whole bunch of reels in, getting stuff ready for the flea market. And this is one of them. This is a Daiwa Millionaire 2-ball bearing. I wish they made these reels in left-hander. I'd keep this. If it was left-handed, I don't see any point in me keeping it, but it's got some problems. The drag seems to be messed up. It doesn't want to pick up the spool, so it's sluggish. So let's get it apart and see what the problem is with it. I feel like it's just going to be some nasty old lube in it. Let's get rid of that. I left this dirty towel down because this one's going to be a little bit dirty. And I'll sell this one at the upcoming flea market, which we're still trying to determine when it's going to be. I might come on and do a little quick video about when that's going to be when we figure it out. There seems to be a little discretion about when they want to have it. Probably sometime in April. It is March right now. When this video comes out, it'll be May. I'm all the way out through almost to June with my fishing reel videos. I like that because I can take, if I have to take a couple weekends off because I'm not feeling good or because I am having some health issues, then I can do that and not have to worry about being down here on the workbench every single Saturday. All right, your centrifugal weights are there. Don't lose them. That's a good thing that they're still in there. And all that can be cleaned separate. It's gummy. It's real gummy. It's horribly gummy. Let's come back to this. Let's do this side here. It's got some really small screw heads. So let's grab the precision screwdrivers. So this reel doesn't need any parts. I can tell you that right now. I think everything's here. It just needs a good cleaning. These are really good reels. And this will sell, I'll guarantee you, it'll be the first reel that sells off my bench. The catfishermen around here love these old things. These are way better than any new ambassador you can buy or whatever that ancient mariner brand that they're trying to push off on everybody, which I think are just junk. These are way better reels than that. Take this loose. Clean that up good. There's a bearing in there and it's pretty nasty. We'll clean that up separate. Take this cog gear off. That one's a little, something's not right there. That's not going to come off. So I'm not sure what's happening with that. We'll leave that alone. Clean it just like it is. This is just like a ambassador. It's like a copied ambassador on this. Get that pawl out of there. This can slide out. The worm gear was just dry. Tubes dry. All that can be, and I can clean this up too. This actually can all go into the parts washer. There's no anodizing or paint to take off of that, so we're good there. All right, we're on to this. This is where the problems are with this reel. Let's take this side off. Okay, this got got a shim up in there. We'll try to get that out. Sometimes they come out, sometimes they don't. There it comes. We'll clean that separate. Stay over there. That button comes out of there, but not quite yet. Take these two screws out. Ultralight reels and catfish size reels absolutely sell like crazy around here. A bass size reel, unless it's something modern and new, because bass fishermen only want the best. You don't sell a lot of bass size reels around here. Okay, so let's push that bearing out if it'll come out this direction. Yep. Okay. So you got a bearing that's ready to be cleaned. There's a button on there. We'll clean those two bearings separately. They're pretty nasty, but they're still spinning good. All right, this is where the problem is. It's all sluggish. You got a spacer, a washer, spring washer, another spring washer. Let's just pull the whole thing up off of there. There is a drag washer underneath this. And these reels are a little bit slow. For the average bass fisherman around here doesn't seem to have the patience to deal with a slow reel. They want to crank 9 to 1 or whatever. I don't have a lot of patience for bass fishermen anymore. They're a totally different weird breed. I don't know what it is. It's not like it was when I was fishing for bass. Then this comes off. I may have to pull that spring. No, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to flip that back out of the way. It needs to be rebent a little bit, but I'll clean. All this is going to go into the parts washer. That can come off. Here's where the problem is, this reel. It's so gummed up, it's sluggish. So we're going to clean all that really good. It's just really gummed up and sluggish, and I'll fix that. You'll see this reel's going to run like, it's going to run like a brand new one when I get done with it. So the bearings are different. I noticed that when I took this one out. One's got a curved shape to it. It goes in that plate, the palm plate, and the one that's flat bearing goes into the handle drive. All right, so we'll clean that up. We'll be right back. All right, let's put this old Millionaire back together. Got it all cleaned up. Look how pretty that frame came out. Just really impressed with that. Beautiful. Somebody out there would love to have that frame, probably. But yeah, it's in pretty good shape. Just needed a little TLC. I found some wear that I worked on. The pinion gear was hammered pretty hard where it meets the spool, engages into gear, and the spool was hammered pretty hard. I went in there and repaired all that. Just going through cleaning here, just last little wipe down on it. Didn't really see anything other than that. It was really gummed up. It had the white lithium grease in it. Not my thing, but I always tell people this, same thing with engines. Some oil is better than no oil, or any oil is better than no oil. And, you know, any maintenance is better than no maintenance. So I also found the handle was loose. I used my arbor press over here and pounded that rivet back down where it's tight again. No wiggle in it. I'm just going through and double checking to make sure. It had, like I said, it had a lot of white lithium grease packed up in it. It was pretty ugly, but I think we're going to be okay here. It's in really good shape. What can I say? It's not bad at all. All right, let's put it together. I left the anti-reverse on here. I sprayed the brake plate down with ballistol. This stuff here is the best lubes there is. The first thing that goes on is your pinion gear, and you can go ahead and grease that a little bit. Not gonna hurt to get a little extra grease down in there on a couple places. And go ahead and grease the pinion gear. Okay. So this, when you go ahead and give that some oil, this is your anti-reverse. This is your handle drive anti-reverse. It goes on, and then you want to get your anti-reverse dog, there's two little fingers on it, over into that gear, just like that. And we're going to put some cowls on these two drag washers and clean them up good. Okay. And your main gear, which I had to clean the teeth out good. It had a lot of gunk. That white lithium grease dries out really fast. And when it does, it gets hard as a brick. And these reels won't run. 9 out of 10 reels I get in here for my collection or to sell have old grease in them. And it's usually white lithium. I suggest if you don't want to go buy the pin grease, I get it. Pick up some super lube, which is basically the same thing as what this lightning lube is. You can get it at any hardware store. It's good stuff. And lubricate your reel with that. It doesn't dry out as bad. It's a silicone-based grease. It's good stuff. So here's your drag washer. It goes in. Then you got a press plate, and it's keyed. And then you got two concave convex washers. They go opposing each other. Creates a spring. So we'll take a look at that. You see the gap, and then when they touch at the points, then there was just a shim or a washer, and then a spacer. Okay. And we'll go ahead and put the cover over it. I always put just a dab of grease in those screw holes where the cover screws go. Put the cover on. Get it all lined up. There's two screws that go back into that. All right, about to sneeze. Goodness, that's hard to do with a catheter in, by the way. And your bearing goes back in there. Yes, I'm wearing a catheter again. I'm having bladder problems. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Then you get this little brass ball that goes in there. And then you get this cover. I'll put a little bit of oil down in there. A little bit of grease right here. This is not where you control your cast. This is just a cover. So you just put that on there and tighten it down. Okay. And we're going to call that good for a minute. Goodness gracious, everything falling everywhere. I got tools piled up everywhere over there. It's not a good thing. Let's do the level line. This tube was really dirty. It's still got some dirt in it. Goodness. I need a little small tube brush to get down in some of these smaller pieces. I haven't found one anywhere. If I do, I'm going to pick it up. I got one pretty small, but not that small. And we'll put the level line in there. You line it up in that. There's a slot in that top bar. That level line needs to scoop back and forth through. And then you'll put your worm in there. And then the keeper. Just like that. There's some gunk on there I didn't get. Okay, we'll get that. And then your pawl goes in there, and it's not going to line up right every time. So sometimes you got to just kind of, there it goes. It popped into place. It should be down level with it. And then your cap, which, see, Shimano bait casters, one of the things I hate about them is they use a plastic cap. Y'all have heard me complain about this. I keep spares here on the bench because I swear every time I build a Shimano, I screw it up. I crack a cap trying to put it back on. We'll give that just a tad bit of grease and put it on there. And then we're going to oil it all up. Okay. Should be smooth like that. All right. Now let's build this side. I didn't do much with this because that screw is stripped or something, and I didn't want to take it out. We're just going to oil it up. This still had a lot of junk in it from that white lithium crap. Then you got a bearing goes in there. Oh gosh, I didn't get that clean at all. I'm slipping. That step goes towards the bearing. So it goes in there like that. And then you got your cast control. You got a rubber washer, which works like a spring. And you got these 3 shims that go in there. Okay, and then a little dab of grease. And then tighten that down on there. That's your cast control on this reel. start out at 0. All right, we will, let's see, that's the wrong side of the reel. Let's put just a little dab of grease in those. The only thing we keep a catfishing from wanting this reel is it doesn't have a bait clicker. These reels were really popular among bass fishermen back in the day. You have to get that lined up with that cog gear in there and then put it together. It doesn't seem to want to pop together like a ambassador does, but you'll get it. I don't collect these Millionaires because they don't make them in left hand. It just really makes me mad. I wish they did. They're really nice reels. If they make them in left hand, let me know. I've never seen one. If I ever do, I'm going to pick it up. I'll pay whatever for it. That's how much I like these reels. But all right, you got your centrifugal weights that have to go on there. They will fall off, so be careful with them. Push them all the way together like that. Drop that down in there. Man, we were so close to being done here, it's not even funny. Just a little dab of grease on those threads. And put your top on. Let's go with some oil on that shaft. Well, I'll get it here in a minute. Goes like that. Tighten your thumb screws down. This is made where you can take the spool out on the water, but man, those little centrifugal weights, they'll make you think twice about it. All right. Okay. A little bit of grease on here. Thread your drag down. Then you get the handle washer that goes on there. And put your handle on. This one doesn't use a keeper, it uses a screw. Put your screw on there and tighten it down. Holds the whole thing in place. You can take that off and lubricate that shaft too. And then your handle nut. This one went as planned, unless it just doesn't work or something. But that last reel I did, that pin, that thing, that was a bit of a challenge, not gonna lie. You got to get that nut lined up just the right way so you can put this keeper screw in the keeper. This keeps your handle from falling off out in the water. You don't want that to happen. You'll lose your nut, you'll lose your handle. Man, I like it. Good drag. It's working now. It wasn't working before. Let's get the, okay. Let's see if it, oh, look at that. Click, click. Just like it's supposed to do. See, it wasn't going into gear. Oh, that's perfect. All right, let's wipe it down. Nice little reel. Real happy with that. Somebody's going to get a good one. All right. Well, there it is, a Daiwa Millionaire. I think it's a 5. That's what that says. Millionaire V, 2-ball bearing. Level line. Been well used, but it's still in great shape. That's a good testament to how well these were made. Wow. I'd like to hear the stories on this one. I bet you it was a bass fisherman's. Look, it's got rub there where it's been, laid down a lot. What a nice reel. Well, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. I appreciate you watching. I'm glad this video went a little better than that last one did. That last one was trying. So, y'all enjoy your day, and thanks for watching. Please like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more. There's going to be plenty more coming. Have a good day.